Hey guys, welcome back to the Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD walkthrough. This is part B of chapter 6. So now that we're at Outset Island, there's a couple things we can do before we snag Nehru's Pearl from Jabun. So first of all, go back onto the island and head to the left island. You'll notice that now there are choo-choos here, both red and green. We want to go back up to the forest that we saved Petra at. So on the left half of the island, head up the hill leading to the top of the mountain. While you're on this path, you'll probably encounter some mini blins. My recommendation is to just try and roll past them. Eventually they'll just stop coming at you, but they'll be pretty endless for right now. So the best thing you can do is just to leave them there. Plus they take 2 hits with your sword to defeat, so they're pretty annoying. Anyways, head up on top of the gray rock when you're on top of the mountain, or the large rock, the large gray rock, and change the direction of the wind to go west. Then you want to use your Deku Leaf and fly over to the other side. So there are some new enemies in the forest here as well. Take the path on the right and head up, just as you did before when you were here to save Petra. In this first little grove area, there is a Mathula. So if you can get lucky and jump attack it right away, that's great. I got really lucky there. Otherwise, just use your boomerang and quick spins to take him out. Then you want to head up to the raised area. Now last time we were here, you may have noticed this big rock, but there's nothing we can do about it. Now that we have bombs, we can go ahead and blow this up. So you can go ahead and fall down the hole to get to another fairy fountain. So this one we will get wallet upgrade number 2. Yep, so we'll have the top-notch wallet where we can carry 5,000 rupees. And rupees will be pretty important in our quest, so it's probably a good idea that you get this. Also, if you don't have a fairy right now, make sure you grab one in an empty bottle for a quest that we're going to do right now. Then you can head out of the Great Fairy's fountain. Now we can leave the way we did when we saved Petra. Except this time there's some morts and moblins here. You don't really have to fight the moblins, you can kind of just run by them. But you do want to get their skull necklaces before you go, so make sure you get that. Once you're out of the forest, you just want to head to your left and you can jump right off the cliff. So apparently earlier in the cutscene where Tetra saved us, she didn't know that Link could survive falls of infinite height, especially if he landed into water. After that, you want to head to your house. Or rather, I guess now it's your grandma's house because you're a big adventurer. So head inside and you will see that your grandma is sick. And apparently she's having terrible nightmares about you and Errol. So what you're going to want to do is use the fairy we just got. And if you use it, it'll go around you and then around your grandma to heal her. The reward for this quest is actually one of the best rewards in the game. After saving your grandma, she will reward you with Elixir Soup, which is something you can fill in your bottles. You can only have one bottle full of it at a time, but you get 2 uses with each fill. And what it does, it's basically a blue potion with an added effect. It heals all your hearts and all your magic power, as well as also makes you do double damage until you get hit next. So this is actually one of the best things you can do to fill your bottle in this game. Unfortunately, you can only keep one of them, but one is pretty much all you need, especially after getting as many hearts as we have right now, and we will be having. So once you've done that, you want to head to Orcas House. He's the one right across, underneath the guy with the big head. Forgot his name. But Orca will challenge you to a sword fighting, not really a competition, but a test of your skills. Basically, he'll ask you to hit him 100 times before he hits you 3. Well, if you do that, you can, I think he gives you like 50 rupees, and then he'll ask you to hit him 500 times before he hits you, or 300 times before he hits you 3, and then 500. But the best reward is to go straight for 500. So that's what I did, and I sped that up to, hopefully avoid as much boredom from you as possible. If you're having trouble with this, keep some things in mind. The first is use your parry attacks. Parries will do 2 damage to his. So the safest route is to parry his attack, hit him once or twice, parry his attack, hit him once or twice, parry his attack. You can be a little bit more ambitious and maybe hit him 4 or 5 times between each parry, but definitely use those parries and use your Z targeting. Also, try and stay in the center of the room as much as possible, because sometimes your parries will screw up, or you won't even get the option to parry if you're at an awkward angle on the wall. And if that happens, he'll get a hit in on you. So, if you get too close to the wall, try and back up and stay in the center. Otherwise, just stay Z targeted, and you should get the opportunity to parry him whenever he's about to hit you. Making this challenge not that hard, but more tedious, because 500 hits is quite a bit. So you can go ahead and do the 100 hit and 300 hit challenges on your own, although the prizes really aren't worth it. But the 500 hit one is, because we get piece of heart number 19. So if you want to 100% the game, yeah, you have to do it. So those are all the side quests that we can do on Outset right now. So we're gonna go ahead and get Nehru's Pearl as soon as we leave Orca's place. So once you leave Orcas' place, you can head back to your boat. And he will ask you if you've said hello to everyone, which we didn't, but we said hello to all the important people. You know, people who will give us stuff. This is a good time. I suppose you could do it after this too, but while you're here on Outset, it's a good time to refill your all-purpose bait. So then we want to go over to the back of the island with the swift sail. It's really nice, we don't need to change the wind. And there should be a whirlpool over here, but instead of a big octo coming up, there's just a stone slab on the other side. Now, when I first played this game, the stone slab stumped me. Yeah, there's another tongue twister for you. But the trick to it is to just hit the top part first, and it'll break apart. Then you want to hit the middle part, the middle right part. Once you've hit the middle right part, the middle part will break away. Then you want to hit the bottom part. And so you have to do it in sequential order. What I did when I first played the game was I kept hitting the bottom part over and over and over again and nothing broke. It's because you have to aim top, middle, then bottom. And then you will go in and meet with Jabun. Unfortunately, Jabun only talks in Hylian, so we can't understand what he's saying unless you're playing your second time through in Link's pajamas. All he says, it's nothing groundbreaking, but he just reveals some spoilers that we'll learn later on in our playthrough, so don't worry too much. I mean, you can obviously look it up if you really care, but I suggest playing the game through a second time, just because, well, this game's really fun. Anyways, Jabun will reward us with Nehru's Pearl. Yep, no dungeon to go through for this one, thank goodness. So now we have all 3 pearls, and what are we going to do with those? Well, we're not going to find out next chapter, because next chapter we'll be doing a lot of side quests around the Great Sea. Pretty much everything that we can do at this point in the game with what we have, so be ready for that. In between this chapter and next chapter, I will be mapping out my entire sea chart. So if you don't see the next chapter in a few days, that's why. It might take a little bit longer than a couple days for me to get this next chapter out. But yeah, that's the end of chapter 6, so kind of a short one this time around, but next time, like I said, we'll be doing some quests, and I will see you then.